Howdy folks, welcome to episode 12. As you probably noticed in episode 11, I picked up this epic laser rifle, and so I wanted to show you what it can do. And also, as you can see, Hurley did a little painting back here. She was checking out the paint tool and the textures and everything like that, and so she did a little redecorating back here. But yeah, this is the epic laser rifle, and it has a larger clip capacity, and it also has double the firing rate of the standard laser rifle. As you can see, it fires a little faster. It fires four shots per second instead of 2, and like I said, it has the larger clip. It doesn't have a longer range, but the scope is a little bit better, so you can zoom in a little bit farther. And I should probably eat here while I'm yapping away, and although I probably shouldn't talk with my mouth full, but yeah, it's an improvement over the regular laser rifle, but, to be honest, I think it still sucks because, the pulse rifle does more damage per second than this thing. This has 560 damage per second, and this has 540? Yeah, 540 damage per second. This thing could be really, really cool. It could look like the drill. You can make it look like the drill and have like a beam, a laser, like a laser works, where you have a beam that comes out of it and, actually like does more damage. It does damage as the beam sits on something. So, like a minigun, but with longer range and, cooler high-tech kind of stuff and all that. But yeah, I'm not sure why they chose to do the laser rifle like this. And for those of you who are new to the game, this is a player versus environment, so you can't damage your own stuff. You can shoot your fuel tanks, no big deal. So anyway, that's the epic laser rifle, and I suppose I'll probably use it because it does have a long range. It has probably the longest range of anything, and so you can probably use it in certain situations where you're trying to take out turrets. So, there's that. But it's kind of a disappointing weapon. Now, the other thing that we did was, these are just meteorites, and if you look over here in our resources, we've mined out the entire planet. So yeah, we took out everything, and we also finished out the last of the POIs. So there's a few drones around here, and I'll probably clean them up. And I'll probably do that off camera because it would probably take quite a while, or it would be an extremely chopped up episode and probably not that fun to watch. So yeah, there's a few drones wandering around, but that's about it. And the other thing we did is we built Hurley a ship, and this is based on, as you can probably tell, this is based on the the blueprint, the default blueprint. So it's a fairly standard ship, and then we took the rounded edges off and made them angled edges so it looks a little nicer, and she customized the weapons and a little bit of the look of the ship, so to personalize it and paint it and all that stuff. So the other thing I did is I added this door on the base on this side so we can get in and out this side, and so we've got a lot of storage here. And as you can see, we mined out a ton of stuff. We've got tons of all the big ores, and these are my rare ores, and they're all in the constructor. So, and what we did is these two, the upside down ones, are the advanced constructors, and so I've got two stacks of ingots in each constructor. And then in this one, we took the Zascosium and the Arestrum that we got in between the last two episodes, actually, because we got a few hundred in the mining episode, and in the POI episode we actually got, I think, 60 or 70, and so it was actually, I believe it would have been enough to just make the power coils we needed for the weapons that I want. And let's go look at those, and those are the, where'd they go? Let's do SV here, and so we can see. And here's our railguns. So these are the weapons we wanted, and I wanted 6 of those, so I can even get those going right now, so we don't have to mess around with that. But yeah, we got a ton of power coils. I wanted to just do the mining anyway to get a whole lot of extra. Probably, like I said, we probably could have gotten away with the 6, but I really wanted to get a bunch of extra because you use those for pulse rifles and you use them for advanced constructors, and when we start building a big base, which we're going to do soon, I would like to have a large array of advanced constructors to use that we can build stuff with. So that's the story with that. And actually, I did come up with a sketch for the large base, and I will put that up on the screen. This is something I just sketched out this afternoon, and it's, you know, like I said, it's a sketch. So, you know, it's a rough idea of, it's the kind of look I want. And so that would be like the front and the sides, like that would go along the entire outside of the base would look like that. So it would all be big open doorways. It would be kind of an airy open base. And then I want to have a courtyard, and on the other end I want to have like an open end with like kind of an arboretum, and then I'd like to have a footbridge that kind of arches across from one side to the other, and also probably a tunnel going underneath, you know, dig something underneath and do kind of that thing. And then the landing would be on the top, and I would probably put a second floor on it as well. A lot of this is going to depend on the structural integrity as well, because, well, that's new, and so I'm going to have to make sure that I know what I'm doing and, you know, don't break my whole base and stuff. So that'll be an adventure, and I want to start on that big base soon, and we will be starting on it soon, but we just need to find a place to put it. And I built on Akua last time, and I'm thinking I want to build on another planet, and so I'll probably just, you know, when the impulse hits me, when I find the right spot, I think that's where we will decide to build. So, you know, like I said, I don't know which planet. I know there's a few planets like the lava planets and the alien planet. They're too dark and foggy. I don't want to build my base where I can't see it. I want to be able to see it when I'm flying up to it and that kind of thing. And also those bases with the fog on them right now, the frame rate is atrocious, and I don't want to hang out on those planets for any significant lengths of time. So yeah, those are kind of out too. So anyway, these are still constructing, and the other thing I did was I made some decoration blocks, as you can see here, and I also stored up, let's see, in this one I made some concrete blocks, and let's see, what was the other blocks that I did here? These would be the blocks with the B. And yes, I made a bunch of concrete blocks. I have an absolute ton of wood blocks, so that's probably going to be the foundation and that kind of thing, a lot of the wood blocks and stuff, and probably won't build too much of the base out of steel, and we can build our huge CV when we build it out of the steel and the hardened steel, so that we don't use quite so much iron. And the other thing that I'm going to need a lot of is silicon, because I tend to use a lot of glass in my buildings, and I'm hitting I instead of T. But yeah, so we've got quite a few stacks of silicon, so we should be able to make a decent amount of glass to put in our base. And somebody's really excited down there. Anyway, I'm going to, oh, they did finish up. So let's take these, and it looks like the sun might be coming up soon too. Here. So let's see, did I put the ship out here, or did I put it upstairs? And the cool thing with the new backpack I noticed is, and you'll see here, is that you can actually do this. And I'm pretty sure that would have been a lot tougher with the last one. I probably would have made that jump anyway, but yeah, it's still doing that little lag spike too. But yeah, you can jump pretty far with the jetpack now. You can actually go up. You used to be able to only go up 2 blocks, and I think you can go up 4 or 5 now on the bases. So we are going to put on our railguns, which is pretty exciting. I mean, this is a goal that we've been working toward for quite a while. So this should be fun. And I'm going to take these railguns. Oh, that looks cool. That looks cool. Let's see. I like that. I like that. So yeah, we're going to take this thing out, and we're going to fly the CV over to Oscutune, or however it's pronounced. I swear it is the developer's goal to come up with names that are ambiguous pronunciations because, like, everything, everything has. It seems like how you pronounce that? Akua. I mean, Omicron is about the only one that doesn't. But all the planet names and stuff. It's kind of funny actually. And there was actually one other thing I wanted to do before we go. And let me see if I can turn that off. And I need to grab some blocks. So I'm going to grab some blocks, and I will come back out, and I want to put some stuff on this. So I will be back in a minute. All right, we are back, and as you can see, I've got 8 railguns now on the SV, so that should be a nice little shooting thingy there, shooting platform there. And I've also got the fin here that I added on, a little decorative fin. And the one thing you want to be careful about when you're adding on decorations on your ship, especially when you're putting on sticky outy type of things, is you don't want to go outside of the existing bounding box, or you want to be aware that when you do that, you change the bounding box of the ship for certain collisions, like CV to CV and CV to base and CV to ground. A lot of that, the collision is not necessarily the way you would expect it to happen. They use simplified rectangles and stuff. So if you made this fin stick way out from the side of the ship, then the ship would collide when it tried to fly past a base or another CV or that kind of thing. And especially on the bottom, you want to be very careful about where you add stuff. Now, the other thing I added was the railing, as you can see, which is a pretty simple thing, and there's not really much to it, but it just kind of makes it look more like, the deck of a little ship where you can walk up on the deck there. So that's the completed, for now, ship, and I'll probably add on more things like a little fin where the angle starts there and that kind of stuff. I like to add decorations as I go onto the ships. It's just kind of fun. And so the other thing I wanted to show you is we're going to try to go to Oscutune here, and so I want to try this little trick that used to work in pre-alpha, and so we'll see if it still works in alpha. And why am I not going forward? Why am I suddenly not going forward? Is something happening here? Okay, that was weird. Let's see. I am a passenger? Oh, did I end up in the passenger seat? I must have ended up in the passenger seat. Okay. Okay, let's not do that. All right, so we are now aimed at the thing, and you want to go forward. And you want to hit your velocity, and then once you get to velocity, let's see if we can do this. Once the flames come up. Come on, give us the flames, give us the flames. Come on, come on. Oh, it's not doing it. It's not doing it. There we go. And it's not doing it again. Let me try this again. Alright, let me go get a run at it. Alright, let's try this again. Let's see if this works. Here we go. You ready? Ready? Let's, as soon as the flame hits. There we go. Okay. Now we jump. And, yep, it still works. Awesome. So there you go. If you want a flaming ship that that you can fly through space with, there you go. That's how you do it. Okay, yeah, it's just a little bug. It's a visual thing, but it's still pretty cool. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the planet here. It's gonna take me a minute, so I will meet you guys when we get closer, I think. Be right back. Alright, here we go. We're entering atmosphere, and let's see what's on this planet. This is the Temperate 2 type planet, and this is the first I've seen of this. So I think I took a look at the very early, when the first the preview alpha thing came out, but I didn't really spend much time here, so we'll see. I didn't explore around the whole planet or anything, so we'll see what kind of POIs we have. I know I saw one just over here. And I think in next episode or 2, Hurley's going to join me, and we're going to see if we can tame this planet as well. And there's a visual bug again. I've mentioned this before, and it appears it's still there, but if you can see on my radar up here, there's a little visual bug, and I think it's from stuff that's in space that's on the... Oh, cool! It is a new POI. It's not one I've been to yet, but yeah, there's a little visual bug there, and it's not that big of a deal or anything. It's just kind of interesting that it's there. So I'm going to check out this planet. There's a lot of water on this one, isn't there? It looks kind of tropical over here. But yeah, let's see how these do. And I don't know if my turrets, yeah, okay, there they go. They're loading. Let's see if they'll take this thing out. I think my turrets will take out a plasma drone. All right. Okay, I'm going to loot that guy. And I think what we're going to do is I'm going to look around and I will show you guys some of the highlights. So, and one of the things that's new in 1.4 here, as long as we're talking about highlights, is, as you can see, they said that, and actually I can take my helmet off, they said that when you are not piloting the capital vessel, it will, yes, they now hover by themselves, which is great. That is really wonderful. So here, let's see. So we can get in our ship here, and we can go down to the guy floating outside the ship. We can go down in the water here and loot this large plasma drone and get this stuff. So let's see here. And I just took off my... Wow, that's right, you got to turn the ship off. I just took off my helmet and then I got to put it back on. See what we got here? And I don't think they've added any of the... Whoops, I don't want to get out, I want to start it. I don't think they've added any of the any underwater critters yet. That'll be kind of cool and make it a lot more adventurous when you are doing the when you're doing the underwater thing, especially on these planets where the crystals are underwater. But yeah, the other feature, another feature they added on here is, if you can see my ship is all crooked, if you hit O, let's see, let's try this again, get up higher. If you hit O, it's supposed to auto level your ship, or if you hold it, I guess you have to hold the O key, and it will auto level your ship. So you don't float all over the place, and you don't tilt and all that stuff, although I'm one of the weirdos that likes to tilt the ships and everything. Let's try out our railguns as well, now that we've got them, and here's a plasma drone. Why don't we go do this? It helps if you load them. It helps if you load them. Oh yeah, I like that sound too. Wow. Don't let him hit you. Don't let him hit you. There we go. Wow. These things are aiming a little bit differently than I was used to. Okay. So, I'll have to check and see what kind of damage I got to my cockpit. Let's see. Did I take any damage to my cockpit? Oh, I took damage to the Gatling gun. Okay. So, yeah, I'm going to go around and I'm going to loot this stuff, and let's see here. And I need to remember to take my helmet off again. I'll do that right now. And yeah, so I will meet you with the next interesting thing that I find. See you in a minute. Alright guys, I found a survival constructor. This has got to be a bug of some kind, but yeah, I'm looking, and I'm looking underwater, and I'm looking everywhere else, but on the map here, as you see, it shows there's a survival constructor. I'm not sure why it's doing that. I saw that indication, I saw that map marker somewhere else in a previous episode, so I'm not sure what that bug even is, but yeah, there's something really weird's going on with that. Anyway, there seem to be some iron deposits. There's quite a few deposits that I've found. And let's see here, let's get rid of this guy. And yeah, as you can see, this planet has a decent amount of resources, and so could probably come to this planet and set up a base here and start mining all this stuff out and, you know, do all that stuff. Yeah, there's plenty of iron, and where's the silicon? There it is. Plenty of iron and silicon to build with, so this would actually be a fun map to do. I probably want to check out the rest of the maps before I do that, the rest of the planets, but I don't know, it looks kind of cool. So I'll have to see what else is here. I don't know, it's kind of almost too similar to Akua. So yeah, I'm not sure if I really do want to build here. It looks a little bit more tropical and that kind of thing. Wow, that's a lot of... And you know, with the interesting thing about this planet is there's so little land, and the mineral deposits never appear in the oceans. So yeah, that's probably why they're so jam-packed in here. Look at how close all of these are. This would be an interesting starting planet for sure. But yeah, I'm going to explore a little more. And oh, the other thing I found was there's a Ghost Rider biolab. So yeah, I'm going to go explore this planet, and there's a comm center, and there's probably some more Epsilon stuff. And I will see you guys in episode 13, because we are out of time for today, and I don't think we're going to... Oh man, I can't even see. I don't think we're going to be able to get much more of this much more of this new stuff in. So I will show you the highlights. Wow, that's loud. That is really loud. I will show you the highlights in episode 13 of what we found here, and we will see you then. Later.